Welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't made any videos for a little while, probably a little over a month. That's because I've been revamping my reloading room, which doubles as my mechanical room, which is my electrical box, my washer dryer, water heater, and my furnace. But anyways, to get to the reloading area, this bench right here is the original bench. I did raise it up. And this section is basically kind of my prepping area. All the way here at this end is the press. That it's a single stage for basically the sizing and stuff like that. I got you can see the swager there if I needed to do any swaging. The powered trim pro, the manual. Got my case prep, the RCBS case prep, and then I got some cutters right there that I got some fixtures in there. I use that on a few different things for converting brass to a different caliber. Up in the center here, it's where you'll find my dies on the center shelf here. I got some reloading dies here, three-way trimmers, some factory crimp dies, and then on this side is where majority of my dies are. I think I have about 45 calibers that I have dies to reload for. Up in the coffee cans, excuse me, is brass, which this is kind of a mix of dirty brass and some clean in there, but they're separated with bags. And then I got some overflow over there. Center is my storage cabinets for some spare parts for the reloading equipment. They're all labeled so I know what's in what. Down in the bottom here is where I store all my brass after I've cleaned it. That way it's ready to go when I'm ready to reload. Makes it easier, but I still got a bunch in there that needs to be done. These blue trays, I've had these for a long time. I actually got them from Menards, which they don't carry these anymore in the store. So if you want something like this, you will have to go online and look for them. Basically, the system that I've used for probably close to 18 years or so on reloading. I'm trying to get a angle here, but it's a U channel, aluminum U channel. You can see from the end it uses the tabs on the back just like any of the storage bins. It hangs on the edge there, and then this wood here is a ½ inch thick, and then it's 3/4 down. Basically all that does is keeps, as you can see, keeps that bin sitting straight. Otherwise that bin will actually sit down like that. I just use some wood screws, some panhead wood screws, and some nylon spacers. Offhand, I don't remember the actual specs of the U channel. I mean, someone needed it bad enough, I could look it up. Local hardware store has it. I don't use these tumblers too much. The wet tumbler, this wet tumbler here, I rarely use, but it's been modified. I'll have to show a video on sometime. The walnut corncob vibratory tumbler. I do use that once in a while, but I do in a different room have a setup for Frankfurt wet tumbler, stainless pins, and I got a separator that I use and everything else I need for it. Up on this side, I have my reloading data books. I got, or my handwritten ones, and some factory ones that have been printed off. And then these are, of course, some of the reloading books that are published. And then I got I collect a lot of the old military rifles, so I do have all the military firearm books there. If I zoom, or not zoom back out, but I'll walk back out so you can see, but straight ahead, starting with that bench and this bench is what has been added on. All the benches are actually mounted down to the concrete floor. This is where most of the powder stuff is. So like this rack here is my open powder, just some miscellaneous stuff, reloading trays, some lube, some powder funnels. And then down here I got my Uniflow, I think is what they called it. I can't remember. The RCBS, and then the RCBS beam scale, and then got 3 of the RCBS Charge Masters. One of them I bought when they first came out, and the other 2 I've gotten over time. One of them I bought brand new, but I got a really good deal. And then this one here on the end, I pretty much got that for a steal. That's because the person that was selling it had it for cheap, and then someone that came and looked at it said it didn't work. So she contacted me, said it didn't work. I said, well, I'll give you a really low offer, just in case it doesn't work. I'll just use it for parts. And she took the offer, which actually was $25, and all I did is hooked it up to my power source, because they actually had the wrong power source. It would work, but not correctly, and that's why it wasn't working correctly. So it was their loss, my gain, because they didn't know. I got my Hornady tool there. I got another section of the railing here for that press. I got my 2 Hornady ammo plant presses. One of them is completely set up with both the case feeder and the bullet feeder. This one here I just recently got. It was actually used, got a really good price on it. Eventually I'll get some stuff for it. This one's going to be basically set up for basically just pistol. The case feeder, I got some modification I'm going to be doing. There will be a video coming out on it. Basically it's going to be, I got all the parts. I just got to get a sample thing all wired up, and then I'm going to do some test runs and let it get some hours in on the runs, stuff like that. But it's going to be a variable speed drive system on it. I believe that's where a lot of the issues are on these. I think the RPMs are running too fast. That's where I get a lot of the jams. It doesn't give time for the case to fall. I also want to do some modifications on this, which I need to have some stuff 3D printed. I can see where there's some failure here. One is this funnel system they got. I think it needs to be adjustable, because I think it's too big. I've always noticed that 9mm has too much room in there to flip around. So I'll zoom out. I don't know why this thing ain't focusing really well. Alright, zooming out, you can see that this bench is only 19 and a half inches wide. And if you can get a bench that comes off the wall, you will actually gain more on your space off the bench. You will get more stuff off of it. As you can see, even a big ammo plant like that is only taking just over half of that, but it sits high in the air where you can actually have stuff mounted behind it. This is where I was able to mount my cantilever, which is made by Corbin. This is for making your own cantilevers in your jacket. They also sell the wheels to be able to do it on lead bullets as well. This is my arbor press that I use basically for stamping gas checks. I still do need to do some modification on it. It's fairly new, so I haven't been able to machine up any of the holders for holding the dies. This is my shotgun stuff. I got the sizer for 12 gauge and my press for 12 gauge. Is basically I do Sabot, and then that's actually a new 410. I have not used it yet, just finally had some space to be able to set it up. Down below I had made a small thinner shelf, and in those coffee cans is all casted lead bullets, rifle and pistol. Now coming back again, you'll see on this side I got my racks. Got 3 racks, one in the corner, as much storage as I can get. These shelves are all brand new powders. 4th shelf down, I got some primers, some powder dippers, some miscellaneous stuff. I think some more spare lube, spray lube in the can, some bags, and some air in a can. Bottom shelf is for the walnut corn media, the separator, just for that one. I have two of them, one for the stainless and one for that, because of course it's dusty. I don't want it to get all nasty. Miscellaneous stuff for the Frankfurt Arsenal or wet tumbling. Some of the caps, screens, stuff like that. Stainless steel media and the magnet. The cabinet or the rack in the corner. I do have a spare brand new wet tumbler. Some boxes for loaded ammo, storing it. My wads for 12 and 410. The UPS boxes are 12 gauge and 410 hulls. Those ammo cans, I believe got 4 of them. Or not ammo cans, coffee cans. That's where my media, spare media is, because I think I got like a 5-pound box at one time. And at the bottom is my compressor. I remember me talking about my air in a can. That's how I used to blow things off. Now it's all hard piped. As you can see, the black pipe right there in the video comes around. I got recoil airline that goes off to one side and one to go off onto this side. That way I can blow things off when I need to. This rack here, those are all primers, pistol, rifle, shotgun, large and small. Rack down, it's my Hornady ammo plant stuff, accessories for it. And then the next 3 shelves down is jacketed bullets. Above this cabinet right here, table, whatever you want to call it, I got my lead pots. I got my case annealer, which some of you have seen the video on it that I made, and then my Star Magma lube bullet sizer. I got shelves here on it, which of course has my Star sizer dies. I got some stuff here for the mech reloaders. I got my dies for my gas checks. Some gas checks that were purchased at one time through Hornady. Some lube. Some already made gas checks right there. These are made from aluminum. Also has some extra lube here, some strips made of aluminum that I use. And then last shelf, just kind of miscellaneous. And some old books from Southern Ohio Gun and other places like that. And surplus was highly available, and they used to send flyers all the time. Down below, these two cases here is one case is all jacketed bullets, one is lead bullets. It's just boxes I've opened up. I separate them out. In there, got my sealer, because I have poly tubing that I use for making the bags, and then these plastic ammo cans is all my lead bullet molds. But this was able to give me more space to work in, because before only working off of one bench, now I'm able to separate it out with that bench there and then this bench here, so you can see or imagine how cramped everything was. And like I said, this is my reloading room, which doubles as mechanical room. So you can see I got my 200 amp electrical box, washer dryer, got my furnace and water heater. So this is what I work in now. Hopefully I gave you some ideas. Like I said, I will be getting some more videos here going soon. I was spending some time on this. Didn't have time to do videos. I think, like I said, my next video will probably be more likely on the case feeder on the Hornady. Actually taking the 120 volt motor system and be converting it to a variable speed in a 12 volt motor system. I do have all the parts. I just got to get everything set up, test it, and make sure everything is good before I make a video on it. Thanks for stopping by. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. Have a good one.